Welcome to Ultimate Knife Search YouTube channel here. As you can see in the intro, this is about the Tactical 9 from Pohl Force. But as I have shown you in the video, when I customize this knife, there will be a little story. But first and foremost, to business first. My good friend Woodman's Knife channel, check him out. He's an awesome knife dude and have some really badass videos on knives. And I know he's been a little bit busy now here, so but I know there are some videos coming up. And again, I have a big friend over in USA, Donny B all day. I know I know any Americans must have subscribed to his channel because he has so many subscribers. But again, he is a very awesome guy, and he is very good to put my little channel up on his channel, so I can grow. And I'll say many thanks for the shout out and every time you mention my channel. And again, are there some Americans and are there some Scandinavians and people here in Europe that do not know this guy? Go in and check him out, D-Bat or Donny B all day. And I'll say if you search on almost any knife from a normal company, Donny has done a review on it. So again, he is very good to shout out all of us that have some small channel, but he deserves some goodwill also. So go out to subscribe him. He is on the way to 10,000. So, and again, Shredder knife reviews, Shredder family. They are some awesome guys. I do not know him so well, but I have texted him a little bit when we share some videos, and he is an awesome guy. And they are a very warm family, and they do some awesome reviews, and they are totally down to earth. When his daughter filming and his son stand beside him, and they do some good reviews on knives. And please go out to Shredder and give them a subscribe also. Okay guys, back to the knife. If you have watched all my videos or some of my videos here, you all know that the Homophil knife is my ultimate knife, and it has been for many years, 6 or 7 years or something like this. And I have used this blade over and over again. And on my first video I have put up on YouTube, I explain why I love this knife so much. And again, my search, that's why I call this an ultimate knife search. One ultimate for the blade and one ultimate for the handle. And that's why I am always searching for a better knife. I like to feel equipped. I like to go out in the woods, and I know I have the best knife with me that fits me. So this is why I love this knife so much. For a couple of months ago, I got this knife here, the MK9 from Pohl Force, and I have done some custom work to it, and you can see the full review on this knife here. I promised when I make this knife here and I make a review on it, I will compare these two knives here, and I have done that every time I have gone out, and that's many times, guys. Maybe 300-400 times the last months I have gone out. I have taken these two knives with me every time to try to compare them. And again, this knife here begins to grow on me, and really I could feel that it begins to what can I say? It begins to be a little bit better than my ultimate knife. So, in somehow, also because I have I have this in my mind for a long time, I also make a video on this. I customized this handle here because I could feel this handle here was a little bit better. So I think, oh no, that must not be a knife that are better than this. So I go home and customize this handle, and this is a better handle, no doubt about it. But again, I must say now, this knife here is, I will say, it's not history, but it will be on retirement now, because I have found a knife that is better. Are this the knife that are better? I'm not sure, guys. But all the things, I will go with it very quick, because I can talk about this for an hour. So I have compared these two knives here. And again, this is 5mm thick steel. It has a good flakiness. This is 6mm. It have not so good flakiness in it, but it's stronger because it's thicker. And this blade here is a little bit heavier than this blade. And this blade have some good function because it is a little bit longer and heavier. But I like a little bit smaller knife. I like a knife who are a little bit more tactical and more nimble and easy to use. And I love knife who I can hide on me. I really love knife that almost disappeared. When I was young, I want to have a big knife. I could carry it down here so everyone could see I had a knife. But that's all the way around now. I really love a knife I can hide. And also here in Scandinavia, you cannot go with a big knife on you. Quickly compare this knife here. They are a little bit similar in the handle. I will say I maybe like this handle here a little bit better because of the grip, and I love the subhill on this knife here, and I love the look of it, and I love the look of this guard I have made here, and it's very easy to use. But again, this is a guard that's screwed on, so if you have to go to extremes, this guard here is put over the tank and then screw through the tank, so it holds very good. But anything that are screwed onto a knife can be loose. So if you have to go to extreme, I would say this knife here is a little bit stronger if you look at the guard, because there's nothing here that screws on. So, but again, the blade performance, the handle performance, I must say this knife here outdo this knife here, not on any task, but mostly this knife here outdo it. But I had only one complaint with this knife here. They have done this could never be better on this knife, and that was the weight. I have now used this knife here for many years, so when I get something, this is almost 200 grams heavier, and you think 200 grams is not so much, but again, I'm a guy who I take my backpack, and I also have a bigger backpack, and I maybe go out for 2 or 3 days, and I go around the camp on something. I'll say you can feel the 200 grams heavier, but there are so many things in that knife here I really love. So I have, of course, I talk to my friend Woodman's Knife Channel almost every day about knife. And he says to me, why do you not buy the Tactical 9? It has all this thing this knife has here, but it's just smaller. And I said, I'm not so into, I think the Tactical 9 was too small and something. Okay, but I buy it to try it, and I will say, thank you, Woodman's Knife Channel. I can put this away here. That's not mean this is a bad knife. This is a knife I will carry many times, and I think it's awesome. But when I go out for hiking, Viking, 3 or 4 days, this is a knife that's too heavy for me. Sorry guys, it is. So that leads me back to this review here, the Tactical 9. I am back in business, guys. This knife here, I have used it for 2 or 3 days now, and of course, no, I cannot already say now this is better than this knife, but all the things I think that was too big on this knife I have in this one here is is an awesome chopper. It's nimble, it's fast, it's easy to carry, and you can hide the knife very easy. And I think it looks better than this knife here. And that's also a thing when you have to use the knife and live with the knife every day. It also has to look more badass, I think. But again, I will not go into a big long talk about these two knives here, because there are some different opinions, but again, you can see they are similar in size. When I have customized this handle here, before this was a little bit heavier than this knife, but now when I have customized it, they almost weigh the same. I think there are 15 or 20 grams different, so that's nothing. And again, I always carry my knife here in my backpack, and that's because I like to have it here fast. But again, every time I have to take my backpack off, I have to take the knife off. And I'm not so fan to have a knife here on my hip, because in somehow it's always on the way when I have to use my arms. But this knife here, I have go around with it for some times now, and I can sit in the car, take my seatbelt on, and the knife is not on the way. And that's because maybe it hang a little bit lower. So again, this is I think I cannot say already now that this is my new ultimate knife, an ultimate for the handle and an ultimate for the blade. But in my experience with knife, and of course I don't have to use this knife here for 6 years also to compare to this, I can feel already now that this grow really into me, and this is a badass knife. And I will show you quickly. I have made a video here recently where I customized this knife here. As you can see, normally the scales go out here to the guard. I have removed the scales, and I have mirror polished the thing, the exposed thing, all the way around, and I have rounded this skull crusher up, because I like to use to push the knife sometimes, and also when I chop with it back here. So I think now it looks really badass, and a awesome knife. It looks really old school tactical, and I really love the look of it, and the shape, and it weighs, I think it's 380 grams, and it has some chopping power to it when you think of its size. So it's really badass, and I also have polished the screws. So this is an awesome looking blade now. And okay guys, let's go on with some testing here. And again, I have not used this knife here for, I think it's about 3 days now, so maybe 4. So I'm not so experienced with it. But again, it's still an awesome blade. And again, I have customized the sheet. I don't know if you can see it there. Normally it's go all the way up here, but you can take the knife out. You can only grab the knife here. Now I have taken this off. You can grab the whole knife, and of course I had to customize the kydex so it can fit in. But now it's very easy. And listen to that click, guys. Just go right in. And again, as I said before, I like when I can hide the knife. So you just put your jacket over it, and the knife is almost invisible. When you have black pants on, you can of course, if you look closely, but this is not so easy to see. Yes, let's start the testing, guys. As you will see, I do this now. When I set it in here, I could not have done this if this was a pointy from out of the box. I would have had hurt my hand. So that's why I have taken this off. think we can start with some baton. This wood here is very wet, so I don't know if that has something to do with you have to on with it. So there's no problem to put on with this knife here. And again, I also like the spine. This is tapered a little bit down there, but not too much, so we had some good flat space up here, so you don't hurt your baton stick too much. I can try if I can take this one here and see if I can chop with it somehow. I have to hit it to do it. So. Try again. There you go, all the way through. So that's no problem. And again, I am not a big fan of a choil. I best love the choil when it's in here. So normally I not use the choil here, so I use it in here. So my hand are strong enough, so I don't know this is wet, but again you can see you can make some fine feather sticks here, guys. And I feel I have a very good control over this knife here, and that's also why I love a knife with this size blade here, because when a blade is too big, I don't feel I have the same control over it. And again, we all know a big knife is mostly on our minds. It has to be big because you feel something good. But this is real life here, guys. You can take this knife with you everywhere, at the ATM, or you have to go to a grocery store or something. You can carry this knife here because it's not so big. So, as I have said before, the best knife in the world is the knife you have on you. So you can see there some good feather sticks there. So that's okay. And again, this knife here, I really like to use it without glove. Also, we have some good texture to it. So, and even if it's small, you have some good power. So let's see if I can chop this. I think you can. Maybe it's a little bit loose there. See, it has a good. The wood is flying everywhere like that's a homophile knife, so it's really awesome. And again, there's no problem to chop with it. I think it's a really badass blade, and there are some smaller things here. It goes right through it. There's no problem. So this is a badass blade, and again, it is very sharp. Just I don't know if you can see it. Try now to take four paracuts, and there's some good quality paracuts you have. There's no problem to cut something like this. And again, this type of blade here, this have a massive spear point. So of course I will test put these two knives here away. Of course I have to test the stabbing ability on my. And again, as I have mentioned in all my videos, this is not a normally car tire. This is an off-road tire with a reinforced sidewall here. So that's just not something you just do this and you go through it. You have to really to put some power in it. Let's see if I hit the roof here. Okay, let's try it, guys. It's the first time I have really trying to go in with something like this. Oh yeah, first time. I really love it. And it go to the steel wall there with no problem. I try to, can it really be so easy to stab with this knife here? Bam! Oh my god, this has some power. For its size, guys, this is some really stabbing ability. And it has some massive tip there. You will not bend this knife. So this is awesome, no doubt about it. And again, let's see here. You also have to take my glove off again because I really like to use the knife without glove. And again, it's very good to make some light chopping with this knife here. And again, I have bigger knife than this. I have, of course, I have a Untitled Tactical Godfather. This is a much heavier knife and wider, and you suppose it has to be better to chop with it, but every time I chop with it, because it's too heavy, it goes so deep in the wood, so you have to pull it out every time. So it's annoying to chop with this Untitled Tactical knife. It's also almost 900 grams, 900 I think. So this is also why I love the smaller knife here. And again, I have now so good control over it. And I'll say at first when I saw this knife, I think this upper guard here, will this be on my way? But you can see I choke up it here, it not even touch my hand. And again, if I go over here, there's no problem with this upper guard. And when I do some work like this, when you do this, you push on the knife backwards. So this guard here go into my hand, and it's make it a little bit more stable. So that's also a thing I really like with this upper guard, because this is 6 millimeters thick and very good rounded off. So it don't hurt your hands. It helps to control the knife, and that's something that's really awesome. And again, I'll say when I have taken these scales off here, I think the guard is almost better for the hand. But I have ordered one more of these guys. It's on its way. So I also have one that's not customized. You can see here, you can make a thick spear point here. And again, let's chop this to a flat end here. And again, I am not worried to use this as a hammer. You can make it on this flat here. And you can see this is not just a knife, it's a good tool. Also, you can see it go deep. And again, I have no worries with this knife here. And this has some perfect 90 degrees spine up here. So you can really take a fire steel and when you hold a knife, there's something here. When you hold a knife here and your thumb here, you have the fire steel here. It's go perfect when you go. It's so easy to use. So that's also a thing I really like. And again, if you have to, let's take the bark off here. Look at this. There are some really good control over this knife. I can I can take the bark off without to go all the way into the woods. And again, I can just give this a little hammer here. so I have more control over. And you can see this spine here. Look at this. I can take some fine wood curls there, and they are perfect to start some fire with. Okay guys, let's do a little bit drop test and see if a knife goes straight. Yes, it's no problem. And again, let's go perfectly straight. You have some good balance. And that's again, guys, I will say, if there are something with this knife here, when I customize it, if I drop it like this, it will go in, of course it will, but it falls a little bit backwards because I have taken 60 kilograms, 60 grams off the guard and of course the sub hill, so the knife is heavier this way, but that's nothing that a problem for everyday use, so that's not a big thing. So, but again, something you have to be aware of when you customize a knife. So, and let's see if it has some good stabbing ability in the reverse grip here. I'll try to give a good hard deep. That's awesome. And I don't hurt my hands on these scars here because they are so wide, so there's no problem. There are some good power to this knife here. And again, let's try to do a little bit harder. Instead of beton like this, try to go this way here. So let's put a little bit more stress. And again, guys, I'll say this heat here, I don't even feel it here. It's so awesome. And I do not have many knives I can take when I sit down because they're a little bit higher. So I have to go back here, but now I can sit perfectly straight, and that's no problem to take the knife. That's so awesome. That's some good some good thing Dietmar Pohl have think about there. Let's try to, if you see, you can take it this way. See there, there's no problem at all. And again, that's of course something when you have this skull crush end here. This is not so good to hammer on. You have some other function. If you have to take a coconut and hit it, and maybe a can of tomatoes or something, you can open it. If you don't want to use the blade, you can use the hand, and there are some good power to it. But it's not so easy to hammer on because it's, even if I have rounded off, it's still a little bit pointy. So, but again, you can of course do it and listen to that crack. There's no problem to work with wood here, guys. So okay, let's go on and see what else we can find to test this knife with. So and again, guys, in all my videos I have mentioned that if you want to test if the blade are some good heat treatment and if they can hold up, throw it as a spear, because this will put some really stress on the blade. Do I have to do this? No, I don't. But I like to do it because that's some good test, and I know if the blade can hold up to this, I know it can hold up to many other things. So and that's something I've done 100 times with my Tahoma field knife, and so I hope this will hold up to it. So let's try it, guys. That's something that's something that can happen if you not hit the correctly. But again, the blade was no damage at all. So let's try it again. Bam. And I will take you guys with me and see. You can see it goes pretty deep there. So again, let's get it out and see. Let's wipe this hurt off. And again, perfect. There's no bending or twisting or anything on this tip here. That's perfect. So even if I don't hit it the first time and it go off and hit in the dirt, so that's no problem with this blade here. You can see it's still awesome. It's just paracord like this, so there's nothing fancy to it. So, but it's hold up very good. And again, if you are in a situation when you used to hunt, and if you have to hunt with the knife, it's also good to practice and do something like this. And you can see there's no problem. It is a strong blade, guys. And again, a little bit of tip testing here. If you have to, I know this is very wet now, but if you have to pre-bar something to get some easy thing to a fire, and this, I know this is not the hardest wood again in the world, but again, you can take some really good hold on it. And let's try to. You can see there. I've taken a good hold now, so and you can really punk some good wood up there. Now with some dry wood here, so you can see this is good for some fire. And again, there's no bending and twisting in this tip there. This is a strong tip, guys. And again, of course, you have to use your head. So, but in some work like this, there's no problem to use the tips. And again, there's also a thing you can use the skull crusher for if you want to break some pieces off there. You can see. So you have a different, you have a tool in both ends, if you can say so. So yes, this test here is again, that's something you normally not use, but again, this is a good test to see if the heat treatment or the knife is a strong knife. And I'll say I do not have any worries about it, but again, this is the first time I do this with this knife, so again, of course, I'm a little bit nervous over it, because I really want it to be a good knife. So let's see. If you can hammer it in here. It's again, when you have this skull crusher end here, it's not so easy to hammer in the woods, but I think maybe it's going now. So it's a halfway in, so let's try it. See, you can see the knife is. You can see. No, let's go out. It's not easy. maybe it's better here. That's right here. And again, I'm 120 kilos, so of course you can see there's no problem there. Try that one more time. Okay, so let's see when you get the knife out and get all the moisture, earth. This knife here, it's straight like an arrow, and it's of course full of wood here in the end, because when you hammer on it, so. But this is still a badass strong knife, no doubt about it. And again, let's see how this knife here can chop. You can see it's maybe a 2.5, 3 inch tree here, so let's try it. Really good chopping power. See that? That's no problem. Let's go right through it. So that's a strong knife, guys. And again, that's something you don't see in other videos. You have to carry a knife all the time, so how a knife sits in the car is really important thing, because if a knife, you have to take the knife off every time. It's not so it's annoying. So even if I sit here in the car, I can still grab the knife and use it, and easy to put it back in again and again. I can take my seat belt with no problem and held it over the knife, and again I can take it like this, and I can drive the car, so it feels like I have no knife with me. And again, if I have to use the knife, I can easily access it. So that again, guys, that's something I think that is very important when you have a knife. Can you carry it all the time? And I must say, yes, I can carry this knife here when I'm driving my car, so no problem. Okay, that will be it for this time. And again, this knife here really grows on me, and this I think this will be my new ultimate knife. And I love the size of a knife, and I'll say again, I started out with big knives, and I want to carry big knives all the time. But again, this is now a big knife for me, and I'll say I could easily fall in love with this knife if it's only have, I think it's an 8-inch blade now, but if it have a 6.5 or 7-inch blade, I could also love this knife. And as you see before, when I sit in my car, if I have a bigger knife, that will not be so easy to sit with. It will be annoying. So I can go anywhere with this knife. I can go around the house, the campfire, sitting in my car, go do some garden work. I can do anything, and I have this knife on me all the time. So that's something I think that really makes a knife an ultimate knife. That's as you can carry it all the time without feeling, oh, it's too heavy and it's on its it's in my way, and I think that's something I really like with this knife here. Again, this knife here is pretty new to me, so the test I have done with the knife is something I have done with all my knives, and some I must say I have a few knives that could not hold up to throw as a spear. They are simply bent in the blade, but there's no problem here. And this is a tank of a knife, so I really love it. And again, I really need something new to look at in my life, because I'll not say I don't think that the homophile knife is boring, but now I have some new things to like. And again, as I have mentioned in my other videos, I am not a paracord fan, but my friend Woodman's Knife Challenge, he liked paracords, and I think, okay, if I had to like them, I also have to use them. So now I'll try to have paracord on this knife here, and maybe I will be a paracord fan. You'll never know. And again, I hope you like this review here. When I had have this knife here for maybe 6 months or something, get more used to the knife, maybe I'll make another short review. I promise you guys, I am an idiot to make short videos. They are always too long, and I try to speak faster. But again, I have so many things in my head I would like to explain. So that's why my videos are a little bit long. And could I have taken the car hood I have done to the MK9 and bang this to the car hood? Yes, I could, but again, I would like to have some feel with this knife here, and I maybe put a short video of later when I put this through a car hood. So, and again, there are another one on its way to me. So I'll say, guys, if you have in your mind you want to buy this knife here, you have to be quick. I think there's only 500 made of them, and there are few back. So you have to be quickly if you want this tactical 9 here. So again, guys, this is an awesome knife. This is a knife for me. They are ultimate knife. You can carry it all the time. You can use it for defense. You can use it if you was a soldier on a mission. You can use it around the camp. You can use it around the house at home when you prep some food, and if you just go around and need a knife. This is an awesome knife, and I think it looks badass also. And when I have made this exposed guard here and polished things, and I think it's really look awesome. So okay, guys, I have only one thing to say. Don't go hiking. Go hiking!